What's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Vh1's Family Reunion, the Love and Hip Hop Edition, Season 2, Episode 4. I don't know why they call it the Love and Hip Hop Edition. That's all they've had so far. Maybe they plan on adding different franchises or different reality show, reality shows to the mix. But anyway, the review, let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so the show opens with everybody just kind of doing their thing, getting ready for this day, okay? We see Sin and Jonathan, they are out playing miniature golf, just kind of joking, horsing around, and Yo-Yo comes up to join them, or should I call her JoJo, if we're going from the Spanish version. They're talking, just shooting the shits, laughing about Sin and Booby hooking up. And since we talking about Sin and her mens, Jonathan brings up Cisco, and she was just like, how did we even get on Cisco? Okay, but since we talking about Cisco and Sin, we get the full story. See, I couldn't remember 100%. I do remember him trying to help her with her music, and she wasn't interested in anything further than just a business relationship. And I remembered him getting an attitude. I didn't remember him taking the music, but now that she says it, yes, I do remember that. And she was upset about that because the song was sentimental to her. It was for her brother who had, if I remember correctly, had killed himself or had died. I believe he had committed suicide. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, her brother had died, and she wanted to sing this song dedicated to her brother. And Cisco, because he was in his feelings about her not being interested in any type of romantic relationship with him, he pulled the song. She said that she was so outdone by that she just didn't even deal with the music industry anymore. Like 5-6 years, she just left it all alone because he was just being spiteful. I said, yes, that sounds like the AAW. Anyway, Yo-Yo says that she's going to have a food festival today. She's in charge of the entertainment for the day, so she's going to have all these different cuisines from different cultures that represent everybody that is there, sort of like the same what Young Jock did when they had the first season. I was like, well, we running out of ideas already. But anyway, Sin and Jonathan say they'll both be there. Now we see Erica, Mimi, and Brooke. They're having a glass of champagne, and Brooke was like, I imagine that Erica must have got her some vitamin D yesterday because, you know, after that nauseating display that Safari and Erica had, at the game night the night before. Was it game night? Whatever the night was. No, it was the 70s party. It was the divorce party. Whatever happened after that party, it was clear that it worked out in Erica's favor. Ain't nothing like a fresh dose of D in your life. Erica says, yeah, you know what? They actually had a good night last night. They hadn't been this open with each other and honest with each other since before they got married, you know, before they had the kids, and, you know, everything was really good. She's hopeful, but she also remembers the problems that they have. One of the issues that she has with Safari, she says that he just will not take accountability for what has happened. He won't say sorry. He won't apologize. He won't say he won't admit to what he has done. And that still bothers Erica. But you know what? She's just going to take it for whatever it is right now. Since she had such good sex with Safari the night before, you know, the chemistry is just there. It's so strong. I was like, I have never seen chemistry with Erica and Safari. They're just the strangest little couple to me, but, you know, anyway, she said the chemistry is there. They just can't seem to get it all the way together, but she's going to take it for what it is. After Yo-Yo's food, cuisine, culture event, she's going to have a sex party, okay, afterwards. And it's just them sitting around talking about sex. You know, she loves to talk about sex. I think Erica wants to be a porn star in her or should I say in her past life, she's been a porn star, because it just seems like that's something that fascinates her, you know, them with their OnlyFans. I never saw it, but I heard a lot about Safari and Erica's OnlyFans, so soft porn, if you will. So yeah, she's excited about this party she's having later. But anyway, the soul food fair that Yo-Yo is having. Okay, so she said that she's also a historian, you know, her being a rapper and her being back from the day, and, you know, things just really are interesting to her when she knows where they came from, how things started. So while she's having the soul food fair, she's also going to educate everybody on where the food came from, you know, slave food. We're talking about oxtails and how it used to be considered scraps back in the day. Oxtails is high as hell today. Oh, what a difference a day makes, right? She's talking about jambalaya. Jambalaya originated in Ghana, she said. And you know, so she's talking about all the other foods there. They had some beignets, and they didn't really go into detail about what was there. I was like, I hope it's more than just 3 things. I mean, I saw more shaving dishes, so maybe they had more food, but everybody dig in, and everybody seemed to enjoy it. So while they're sitting around eating, talking, Erica's sitting next to Marcus. Blue, come here. I'm trying to do a video and y'all doing all this. Your dad has it. Now, while everybody is sitting around talking, joking, enjoying the cuisine that Yo-Yo has provided for them, Erica asked Marcus, like, hey, what did you say to Safari? You know, what did you guys say to him yesterday to make him change his mind? And Marcus was like, I just basically told him that he can fight you all he wants, but y'all got 2 kids together. And really, at this point, it's all about the kids. You ain't going to be able to get rid of each other because of your children. And you got small kids. So you can just bet on at least 18 years of having to deal with each other. So it's either in the future or it's either now. So you might as well just deal with it now. Safari says that this is the best that him and Erica have been also since before they got married, you know, but he's a little skeptical. He's going to see how long this lasts. You know how quickly Erica's temper can change. Okay, now Safari is there as well, enjoying the cuisine like everybody else. And we see Cisco. You guys, what the fuck is wrong with Cisco? I'm really convinced that Cisco is truly socially awkward to the point of it being a disability. Like, what the kind of shit do Cisco be on? So Cisco said that he got a beef with Safari, and I'm thinking, I'm racking my brain like, what could Safari have done to Cisco? At least I don't remember seeing anything on the show. And you know, I was just like, is this one of Mona's antics? Even though Mona ain't attached. Mona, bitch. You done got in Cisco's ear. Okay, so we're trying to figure out what could the problem be between Cisco and Safari, right? Well, Cisco pulls Safari to the side and tells him how he was upset because, get this. Okay, so evidently Deb Adney is Cisco's aunt. Now, we don't explain how that happens, but I mean, it very well could be true, okay? And evidently Deb Adney was having a party, and Cisco had invited Safari to the party. And, well, some shit came up. Safari didn't make it. Cisco was upset because he said that Safari made him look bad because when he got to the party, everybody was asking for Safari. I said, motherfucker, you is a lie. A lie, don't care who tell it, wasn't nobody looking for Safari. You mean to tell me at Deb Adney's party, the number one topic of discussion was where the fuck is Safari, nigga? Please. I was like, what? So he tells Safari, like, you know, you made me look bad because I told everybody you was coming. It was just like, so what? Is Safari the entertainment of the night? Why was everybody so upset that Safari was? I said, Cisco, nigga, something is fucking wrong with you. And that big ass Mr. Potato Head that you got, the connections ain't all the way there. So Safari is looking like, oh my God, like I had to stay home. Okay, I didn't have anybody to watch the kids. It doesn't even matter. You know, and I was just like, are you really, I mean, just like bitch made. And so Safari was just like, I mean, I cannot believe he's bringing this up after all this time. This is why he got an attitude with me. I was like, yeah, that's some old Mona shit. Mona, bitch, you ain't slick. You in them damn VH1 people's ears or something coming up with this mess. So you know, Safari and Cisco, I mean, I guess we get past it. Safari is just sort of like, nigga, something wrong with you too, but we don't get into no full argument. But then Cisco decides that he wants to squash the beef with Sin as well. And Jonathan thinks that's a good idea. You know, maybe you do need to speak with Sin. You know, there are some issues there. Yeah, she is feeling a certain kind of way about it. So maybe that is good that you would talk to him. And while Jonathan is, you would talk to her. And while Jonathan is talking to Cisco about that, he starts to decide maybe he needs to have a conversation with Zell about how offended he was when Zell said he was too gay for him. Now, Bobby says that he doesn't really understand why Jonathan got so upset. He says, you know, he heard the same statement. He's definitely gay as well. and of the flamboyant type as well, but it didn't even bother him the same way that it did Jonathan. But Jonathan says, but the whole thing is you need to be as proud of being gay as you are as being black, okay? And when Jonathan said to Zell, you know, how would you like it if I said that you were too black for me? Okay, wouldn't that bother you? I think the difference between Jonathan and Zell is, you know, Jonathan is 100% accepting of his gayness. I mean, you know, whatever you want to call it, him being considered gay. And Zell, I don't know, it just seems to be there seems to be some question about how he feels about himself and possibly not being happy being considered a gay man. So Bobby tells him, look, you took it wrong. Zell may have taken it wrong. Like, Zell thinks that you're a racist. And Jonathan was like, I'm not a racist. But Zell says that you just took it wrong, okay? You live yourself out loud as a gay person. I live myself out loud as a bisexual person. So if I don't want to like harp on the flamboyant side of myself, you know, if I want to present myself as a man, then, you know, it shouldn't be a problem. I'm listening to Zell and I'm thinking to myself, like, he must not think that we remember how he was when he first, you know, when we first met you. Like, your first impression of somebody is usually what sticks with you. And it takes a lot of undoing for that to get out of our head. And when we first met Zell, he was very much, I mean, he wasn't like the makeup and the, you know, the pretty type like how Jonathan and Bobby are. But what I'm saying is he was still very much, you know, he was borderline flamboyant as well, just in a different way. I mean, he was fighting with the women and he was hanging with the women and he was just, you know, it was still not this same image that he's trying to give us today. Okay, so it's confusing. Now, earlier I forgot to tell you guys that Safari and Erica, you know, in their antics of the night before, you know, they had decided to record themselves having sex. And boy, they had gotten such a kick out of it that they had decided to show it to Jonathan. Okay, so somehow, while Giselle and Jonathan and Bobby is having this conversation at the pool, Jonathan brings up the fact that Erica had this sex tape, or, you know, he saw the tape between Safari and Erica. I wasn't quite sure how he tied the two in, but Erica was like, how the fuck what me and Safari did have anything to do with this conversation that you having with damn Zell? Okay, so now she's pissed. I was like, we done got her mad. Y'all know how it is with Erica, child. She could flip at any minute. So she goes storming off, and Jonathan was just like, I'm not even trying to get into no argument with you, Erica. I'm just trying to use you as an example. Well, evidently, Erica didn't want to be used as no damn example. Okay, so she storms off. Safari kind of walks off after her, not really knowing what to do. And Zell just reminds Jonathan, like, there's many types of gay people on this earth, okay? I'm just not the flamboyant type. And Bobby was just like, listen, it's been said, all right? We don't need to keep going on and on about this. We can agree to disagree and we can all move on with our lives. For the entertainment at the food festival, Yo-Yo gets up and does a quick little freestyle, and enough that everybody there is impressed and had a good time. You know, Marcus said she's still hungry. She still wanted. I was just like, oh, okay. I know she had a song that came out after her last season on Love and Hip Hop. What happened with that, y'all? Wasn't she working with Apple Watts? Oh, bless Apple Watts' heart, you guys. Every time I see her on social media, I just feel a little sadder because she is in the grips of drug addiction. It's bad. But anyway, you guys, that's another story for another time. Did we talk about Safari and Marcus and Booby playing basketball together and just talking about, you know, men stuff? First of all, Booby says that him and Marcus, even though they had beef in the past, that they have squashed it. Okay, he was like, I think that this is a good opportunity to show that me and Marcus have Booby gum. He said that this is a good opportunity to show that they've squashed their beef, you know, that's his people. You know, I guess he's like a godfather to one of their kids and all of that. So, you know, Marcus, Brooke, Booby, they all get along just swimmingly. Like peas and carrots. But anyway, they was amazed with what happened with Erica and Safari at the divorce party the night before. And Safari was just like, yo, I just broke down. And I was just like, he's such a bad actor. He just broke down and, you know, had to be real open and honest with Erica. He hasn't felt like this in a long time. And Marcus was like, yeah, you know what? That's what's up. That's what's up. And Safari was like, but we still got to get past the disrespect, you know, the way that she talks to him. And I was just like, you're never going to get past that because Erica does not know how to talk to people like regular human beings. She's always very disrespectful. The minute you see how that switch flip on and off, like quickly, she could be having a good day and immediately she starts fussing. Okay, so I don't know how y'all gonna get past that disrespectful side. I mean, it's all bullshit, you guys. I mean, but if we was going by the storyline that they keep presenting to us. Booby was like, I can relate because when he was with Keisha Cole, you know, they went through a lot. But what they ended up having to do is put the kid first. Okay, once they put the kids first and they got out of their own way, they was able to, you know, deal with their divorce, I guess their custody and some spousal, because remember, Booby was supposed to be asking for spousal support from Keisha Cole at some point. I think he ended up dropping it after he got embarrassed. But, you know, once they did that, then everything went smoothly and the divorce was able to go through. Also, the judge had told them that if they don't get this fucking divorce done, then they gonna stay married. He ain't signing no damn divorce decree. So, honey, they surely got their ass and geared in. So, Safari is thankful that he's got a Booby and he's got a Marcus there. You know, all the guys there that are level-headed and can talk to him and he can get some good advice from, you know, he respects them. So, he thanks them for, you know, just being there for him. Now, you guys, let's jump over to Sin. So Sin is talking to Richie D, and she was just like, what's up with your boy? Okay, talking about the AAW. What is wrong with him? Why is it every time I'm around him, it's just like all this weird, bad energy? And Richie was like, well, you know what, Sin? It looked like Cisco has not moved on from what happened in the past. Okay, and he thought that he was going to be able to come here. He was going to be able to woo you. He was going to be able to get you back on his side. I mean, you being an available, beautiful woman. And then he gets here and Booby is cock blocking. And so she was just like, I mean, why is he even worried about what's going on with Booby? He needs to approach me. I mean, I really would like to have a conversation about what he did because what he did was fucked up. And I want to have a conversation with him about it, but he's just too strange. And I was just like, girl, Cisco got problems that you can't even begin to understand, because neither can we. But Sin was just like, I wanted the record. I wanted the song for my brother, and the fact that he took that, you know, she was pissed about it. So why can't we have this conversation? That's because something is wrong with Cisco. Cisco is completely not right. So we'll see if those two will be able to have a mature and grown-up conversation. But if you guys know Cisco like I know, that's going to be a no on that. Okay, so that night, you guys, the sex party, okay? Everybody was just like, okay, I mean, we wasn't really expecting no sex party, you know, Tara, Peter, you know, like, okay, I mean, this ain't really what we do at the family reunions that I go to, but I mean, you know what, this is a freaky family, so maybe so. Everybody comes in their sexiest clothes. Like I told you, Erica said that she loves talking about sex. So once everybody gets there in they sexy clothes, you know, Erica tells them that they're going to play sex charades. All right. Yeah, it's a little unconventional for the reunion, but oh well. Safari says that him and Erica's still doing okay. So everything is still pretty much a go between the two of them. We see Sin, and Sin is still talking to Richie D, and she tells him, like, you know, I don't really fuck with Erica like that. Like, I mean, it's no problem there, but I don't want the energy to get weird and bad, okay? So, I mean, I kind of don't want to go to this party, but I'm going to go to the party because, you know, I'm trying to be a good sport and everything, but she already knows how Erica can be. So she's going to try to tread as lightly as she can. I'm sorry, she wasn't talking to Richie D. She was talking to Jonathan. So she was like, and on top of that, you know, Cisco, it's just like, I just don't need any shifting of energy to happen. I need everything to go smoothly. You know, we can get through this night. It don't be no confrontations. It don't be no problems, any of that. And Jonathan was just like, okay, it's going to be all right. You know, I think you reading the whole situation with Cisco wrong. He does want to talk to you. He wants to get past it as well. So just be open to it. Everything is going to be okay. But anyway, we get to the sex charades party. It actually looks like they are all having a good time. You know, they pick a card and then they got to act out whatever is happening on the card. So Erica, you know, they picked the card. I think it was Mimi and Tara and Amina and, you know, just a whole bunch of carry-ins on. Okay. At one point, Erica was like, we're about to watch the Mimi sex tape. And Mimi was like, oh, no. Don't do that. That's going a little too far. No, don't do that. Okay. Of course, she was just teasing and all. Mimi is a good sport when it comes to that sex tape. I mean, I guess she ain't really got much choice. Everybody knows about it. But child, it got a little raunchy at the party. Did you guys see when they did the whipped cream and they kissed? It was Erica and Amina. And I was like, boy, you guys really got into this whole... And Safari was just like, yeah, I know that's my wife and everything. And I know we do our thing on OnlyFans, but I ain't never seen her kind of go all the way out like this. I was just like, oh, really? Honey, Erica looked like she was fully 100% enjoying herself. Okay, so I was just like, I don't know how you never saw this side of her. So everybody's having a good time. We laugh and the girls is having, doing all this and the men's is watching or whatever. And then Cisco with his weird self. Okay, I see why they call him part of the creep squad. He is creepy. Okay, creepy. He's weird. He goes up to Erica and he was like, not Erica, Sin, and he was just like, I cannot talk to you. And Richie was like, no. Okay, the ho-ho had to put his foot down. Not right now. We're not having no conversations right now. And Sim was just like, oh no. Okay, like, I agree that we need to talk, but not right now. Like, this is not a good time. And Cisco was like, it's going to be all right. We're just going to have a conversation over there. It's not going to be nothing. Okay. And he wasn't taking no for an answer. So she was just like, all right. So she gets up and she walks over with him to the other side so they can have a little privacy. Okay. And while she's over there, somebody tell me, why did Mimi feel the need to tell everybody the conversation that she and Cisco had in private about the issues that he had with Sin? I was just like, first of all, you telling all of Sin's and Cisco's business to people there that don't like her, considering Erica's sitting right there. I mean, just drinking it all in. I was just like, Mimi. Certain things people just don't need to know. They did not need to know all of that happened, why Sin and Cisco was at odds and why Cisco felt bad because he took the music and, now he wants to talk to Sin to try to squash it. And I was just like, they don't need to know that. But anyway, while Sin and Cisco over there talking, they don't even know that Mimi is over there just blurting and blabbering with her big mouth about what those two were talking about. She was like, I told him that he needs to apologize to Sin, and he asked me, how do I do it? Well, I guess this is his attempt right now. So they're over off on the side, and the conversation gets started how he's proud of Sin because, she's actually a legitimate musical artist, and he sees some talent there and everything. He feels a little bit of a certain kind of way about it though, because he feels like maybe she should thank him for him, kind of getting her started on her musical journey. And I was just like, okay, so are you trying to apologize or are you trying to take credit for what she has achieved in her musical career so far? Okay, nigga, this is not the way to say I'm sorry. You want kudos for what you did? First of all, you took the song that she really wanted. Okay? And she said she didn't do music for 5 or 6 years after that. So anyway, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, there's really something wrong with Cisco. Now, he got a problem with Peter and Richie D because he can't see his kids. Okay? He got a problem with Sin because she won't give him the credit of getting him started on his music career when he really probably was not the one that got her started on her music career, considering he took the music. Okay? He also wanted a relationship with her because she didn't want to have a relationship with him. He acted the way that he acted. And now he's sitting here. I was like, what is wrong? This fool is crazy. And then he had the nerve to tell her that while he's sitting there at this resort, he feels like Sin is like kind of playing in his face, kind of rubbing booby in his face, trying to make him jealous, I suppose. And Sin was like, wait a minute. Hold on, Cisco. Okay, let's get one thing clear. He was like, oh, don't do the one thing clear thing. She was like, it's been 5 or 6 years. Like, I have not dealt with you. I haven't wanted to deal with you. Like, there was nothing for me. Why would I be trying to make you jealous? I haven't even thought about anything. It was never anything for us to have a relationship where I would try to make you jealous. Like, what are you talking about? He was all still thinking like, I know you trying to rub booby in my face. I was just like, he is really touched. And he was believing it too. Smirk on his face and everything. She was just like, you know what? I'm not talking to you because I'm trying to have a conversation about this song that you took, and you trying to make it seem like I'm trying to make you jealous. Fool, don't nobody want your big head ass Shit. I said, that Cisco is really socially awkward. Something is really, really wrong with Cisco. But anyway, she's annoyed with the conversation because it didn't go the right way. Cisco obviously didn't apologize for anything. If anything, he made things worse. They go back over to the group, and the group was like, oh, y'all made it back. Y'all friends now? Okay. Now they clear on what the problem was because Mimi done told everybody, right? So when Sin comes back over there, she was like, I don't want to talk about what's going on with me. You know, like, I don't feel like it. And somehow Erica, because Erica has the supreme issue with Sin, I think she's jealous of Sin. Okay. And so she and Sin get into a confrontation because Erica wants to, like, girl, you got to tell your business, basically. And Sin was like, listen, I don't have to tell my shit, but since we so busy wanting to tell all the business, let's talk about that fake ass page that you had where you was talking about me. And she gonna say that she didn't, that page was not real, that she did. And see, the whole thing that what Erica does is Erica overtalks everybody. So when she's about to get called on her bullshit, she starts talking loud and over-talking people, and nobody can really get their point across. Okay, so she's over-talking, saying how the page was fake and how she couldn't wait to talk about me. She couldn't wait to keep my name in her mouth and all of this. And Sam was like, bitch, nobody is even thinking about you. Okay? So they get into a conversation, but finally Sim was just like, I'm out. And then Jonathan, because Jonathan is annoyed about the conversation that he had with Zell earlier, he tells Sin and Rich that he's leaving too. Okay, damn it, this has been too much. He ain't feeling it and all of that. Now, Peter is over there talking to Cisco like, listen, my man, let me talk to you. You've been drinking. You probably didn't, that conversation didn't go the way that you needed it to. Okay. I know you think that you was right, but you was wrong, and you need to stay over here and not talk no more. And Cisco was like, I can tell, you know, the DBD, he is my brother, and I can tell when he's being sincere, like, maybe I did handle that wrong. Yeah, maybe you did with your stupid ass. What is wrong with Cisco? So, of course, Jonathan was like, even though I'm the host, I'm leaving. And, you know, they're telling him, like, you can't leave. And he was just like, that's what you thought. And he walks out. So we know that Jonathan's not leaving. But a little drama for the day. You know, this show is actually pretty good. If we didn't have to deal with Erica and Safari's antics so much, I mean, you know. But, hey, I guess it's all for an entertaining night, right? All right, you guys, I got to get off of here. I got to get back to work. They calling me on the Zoom, child. Did I tell you guys Happy New Year? Happy New Year to you guys. Hope you guys all, you know, brought it in safely, okay? Omarion free, okay? And if you haven't, then hopefully you guys are getting better. But let me get off of here and make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right, all right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.